In light of the recent happenings around coronavirus, I decided I needed to shoot this video to talk about the hygiene in the makeup industry as well as among makeup artists. My name is Omashewa Familaya Adela. I am the CEO of Swan Pro Inc. I have been a makeup artist for well over 11 years now, spanning towards 12. And I recently started formulating skincare products, and so I do have a knowledge of what I am talking about, given that I've been in this industry for quite some time. So join me as we continue in this video and make sure you watch till the end. Now, a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about are things that you probably already know and that you have heard of and that you actually do. But this is the time when we actually really need to emphasize it, reinforce it, and then if you haven't been taking or rather consciously doing them, this is the time you want to actually consciously take hygiene seriously. Realize that there's a difference between doing having makeup products for yourself or using makeup products for yourself as well as makeup tools, as opposed to using on clients or using on other people's faces. If you're using makeup on yourself or you have makeup products that you use on yourself in your personal makeup box, purse, or you're somebody who's a makeup enthusiast or a beauty enthusiast and you just have a box to yourself and all of that, you have a wide array of brushes, that's okay. You can use your products directly, dip your tools directly in your product and use, as long as it's for yourself and no other person is sharing with you. But the main and the most important thing that you have to realize, even if you're using products on yourself, is that you have to make sure that you clean your tools and then you spray down your product, because some of these things are the things that cause skin issues, clogged pores, which also leads to acne and and all of that. So we want to make sure that a bit of house cleaning. If you feel that, oh well, this video is just for professionals and not for me, yeah, even for you who use makeup personally, you have a small makeup purse, you have to make sure that you maintain proper hygiene in taking care of your product. Now let's move to the professionals. As a professional makeup artist, the first thing that you should do is to properly wash your hands. Like when a customer sits in your chair, the first thing you need to do is to wash your hands. Soap and water. Wash, wash, wash. There you go. And then you want to make sure that you wash all the way, wash the back of your hands. And I'll tell you why you need to wash the back of your hands as well. And take time to wash every part of your body, or every part of your hands. Pardon me. Now, I know that it's unrealistic to say wash every time because sometimes you may not have access to water and soap, yeah. But the next thing. The next thing is for you to pick a hand sanitizer to use. You want to make sure you pick one that has 99% that is 99% antimicrobial. So meaning that it's not antibacterial now, because antibacterial will only take care of bacteria, while antimicrobial will take care of bacteria and virus and all of those other things. So you want to make sure you get 99% antibacterial, right? So you want to make sure that whether it's in a small size or in a large size, it's able to fit into your box and you're able to reach out to it always to use on your hands. And you want to make sure that you use it on your hands. You can apply as liberally as you need. Then you want to make sure again to disinfect and sanitize all your hands. You know, use as much as needed. Use as much as needed. You want to make sure that your nails, in between your fingers, every part of your hands are sanitized properly before you start applying makeup on a customer. It is highly important. The next thing you want to do is to make sure that you're starting off with clean tools and clean workstation. Okay, so you want to make sure that your brushes are all washed and cleaned and also sprayed down. Okay, you want to make sure your brushes are clean, washed, cleaned, and also sanitized. Okay, and what I use to spray down my brushes and clean my workstation is that I use 70% isopropyl alcohol. You want to make sure it's 70% isopropyl alcohol, not 90% and not 50%, right? Why is that? The 50% isopropyl alcohol, it doesn't have enough alcohol content to disinfect or to sanitize your product, while the 90% has too much. It evaporates so fast before it actually kills the microbes or virus and bacteria and all of the things that you want it to kill. So what that means is that the one that has the right content of alcohol is the 70% isopropyl that has the right amount of alcohol, right? So what I do is that I have it in a spray bottle, and that's what I use to spray down all my products. I spray down my box area, I spray everything down. The next thing you want to do is to make sure that your pencil is sharpened. Like, what does that have to do? A lot. So a lot of times when you use pencils on a client, you know, you've already used on that person. So sharpening it actually takes out that layer of the pencil that you have used, or the layer part of the pencil that you have used, and then gives you a fresh layer to use on a fresh client. You get what I mean now? So you want to make sure that you sharpen. Plus, it gives you a very sharp tip to, you know, work with, which gives precision when you're applying your eyebrow pencil. And also, if you are the one who use pencil for tear duct area, you also want to make sure that you sharpen and sanitize in between clients. It's very important because you're dealing with the eye area, and the eyes are very delicate, and you know, you could actually like transmit microbes directly very fast when you're using products in the eyes, right? I personally just go ahead and use gel eyeliner. I use gel eyeliners, and I have these disposable eyeliner applicators that I use, right? In fact, I really don't pick my eyeliners using the tip of these disposable applicators, because okay, this is what I do. I use my spatula, and I'm getting to this. I use my spatula, which is already sanitized, made of steel, so it's non-porous. So I pick it up and I apply either at the back of my hands or on my palette. Okay, so I'm going to get to palettes and spatula very, very soon. But you know the reason why I told you to wash the back of your hands and sanitize the back of your hands? This is the reason. Okay, so it's one of the tools for makeup artists or artists in general, even if you're a painter, is your palette and your spatula, where you get to mix your colors and all of that. But one of the things that these things do for you is not only to mix your colors, it's also for you to prevent what is called cross-contamination, right? It's called cross-contamination when, say for instance, I was talking about eyeliner. So if I had picked this use this tip of the eyeliner applicator, dipped it inside this product and applied on my eye, and then it's not enough, I go in with the same tip and I put it, then I've contaminated the product, right? So what I do is, I'm going to be so real with you, if I don't find my spatula and I don't find the alternative thing that I use, this is an eyelash applicator and it's also steel. So this is what I mean, if I'm not able to find my spatula, I reach out for this. But if I'm not able to find any of these guys, I go in with the bottom part of this applicator, I pick enough for me to use and I apply the back of my hand or on my palette, and then I'm able to go in here with the main applicator to use and then go back in here to use, and I don't have a problem with this guy. I mean, I don't have a business with this guy anymore, right? I hope you understand what I mean. So I'm not contaminating my product, right? Because I don't do what is called double dipping, you know. So that's one thing that you need to know. And okay, so this brings me also to palette. Let's just discuss the palette and spatula. I've actually told you exactly what they are. A palette is a flat surface where you get to put in different colors and then you mix. If I was going to mix two different lipstick shades, I could just put them on here and mix. And the same thing, you know, some professional makeup artists will tell you that their hands are their best palette. I have actually seen a professional makeup artist mix products all the way, you know, around his hands all this way. But what that means is that he has to have cleansed all those areas, sanitized, to make sure that he is able to mix products there. So he's not transferring, you know, body oils and, you know, bacteria and all of those things on the clients. You get what I mean? But I basically just work with the back of my hands right here. And there are different types of palette. There's even some that you can actually wear on your hand like this, and then the surface is going to be on your hand like that, and then it's generally going to look like, you know, you're mixing it on your hands. But one of the things that mixing on the hands do, it kind of just warms up the product for you. Say for instance, I'm applying foundation and I put two shades on my hands. By the time I kind of mix them together or anything, it warms up the foundation, you know, and so it's not like by the time I'm applying on my customer's face, it goes seamlessly and it goes smoothly and all of that. And so I've talked about the spatula. That is the steel, long steel instrument that you get to pick your product with. So, and again, I said if I don't find it, I usually go for this guy. The next thing I want to talk about is the beauty blender. Okay, so I know a lot of people love their beauty blender and I love it too, right? But I don't use it. Okay, and here is the thing that I have against beauty blender, you know, or the beauty sponge. Beauty blender is a brand, and so we have different brands that have come up, you know, that has the sponge. Okay, so one thing I want to mention, this is a wedge and it's also a makeup applicator. Is a wedge. This thing has been around a lot longer than the beauty blender has been, right? So the beauty blender is a remodeling or a remodeling of, you know, this guy, right? Okay, so but what the thing with the beauty blender, is made so soft that it can actually really help you blend in your product, and it gives a smoother finish and all of that. But guess what? This guy can do the same. All you have to do, just like your beauty blender, is to wet it so it gets damp, and then you're able to work with it. And again, even if your beauty blender is for personal use, you just have to wash it, girl. Like, you just have to wash it. Now, for professionals, this thing is expensive. For you to buy the main beauty blender brand, it's expensive. And so what I see is that professionals, at least I know of professionals that have like 20, 30, and then they change in between clients. They wash them and then keep for the next set of clients, but they have a lot. That's fine. I don't have a problem. The point is that you really should use one per customer, like one and trash, one and trash. That's what it's meant for. But because it's so expensive, you know, we find makeup artists washing them. Some say they sanitize them by putting it in the microwave and all of those. Well, as far as I'm concerned, even if you put it in the microwave, it doesn't kill the microbes. It doesn't. So this thing cannot be sanitized 100%. So I just don't use it. I'd rather just use the disposable ones that I can use one per customer and dispose. And this thing costs way less, like way less. And so personally, I would go for makeup wedges than do beauty blenders. But if you're using them for yourself and you're not using for customers, they are amazing, they are great and all of that. You can use them, wash them, if you like, microwave them, but they're still for your own personal use. But after you're done with your customers, say for instance you have 3 customers waiting in line for you, with your brushes or your tools, how do you take care of things? Once you're done with one customer, is either you have lots of different sets of brushes that you can use in between customers, like you use some for the first customer, you use some for the second, and then some for the third. Or you have your assistant. If you don't have lots of brushes, you have your assistant clean those brushes as you go, as you work, so that they are fresh and sanitized for the next customer. Or you actually have to take 5 minutes to rearrange your brushes, your what's it called now, your workstation. Because I get to do that a lot of times when I'm working. Even when I start with clean workstation, by the time I'm done working on one customer, I've scattered everything, and so I need to put everything back in space so I don't keep looking for things. So maybe I need like 2-3 minutes for me to just put things back in space and clean the brushes if I don't have lots of brushes to use, per customer. Bottom line, you get what I mean. Brushes have to be clean, reduce cross-contamination, reduce double dipping. I'm going to talk about double dipping. Double dipping is when you have a lipstick and you want to use on a customer, you dip it in, you use on one customer, you dip it in, you've already transferred microbes from the mouth of the customer into the products, and then you use on another customer. So that is why you have tools like your palette and spatula, where at the end of the day, what gets in contact with your products is majorly your spatula, which, as we have mentioned, is non-porous. Okay, you want to pick your product with your spatula, right? And then even if I just want to use it on the back of my hands, right, I just want to pick it and then put it there, and then it goes back in. It doesn't have any contact with the client's skin. And then by the time I pick my brush, by the time I pick up my brush to use the product on say my first customer's face, the only thing that gets in contact with the product is my brush, and it's from my hand, right? And then I get to use it on my face, right? And then I get to use it on the customer's face. So I'm not double dipping. You get? So thank you for watching till the end. Thank you. I hope you get to put all these things into practice. If there is anything I did not mention and you remember, please put in the comment box down below. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe, give a thumbs up. Hey, one more thing. I filmed this look. Tell me you don't like it. I know you do. You do like it, guys. So I filmed this look. If you want to see how I achieved this, okay, put your comment down below and I'll make do to work on it real quick and put it up on the channel. So thank you so much for watching and sticking till the end, hearing my stories. Okay, love you. Bye.